now on day 5 of our 7 days of eyeshadow. Can you believe it? So for this video, I thought I would revisit a palette that kind of blew up on the internet when it first came out. I find sometimes when a new release happens, lots of people jump on the bandwagon and you can see so much of it on YouTube, on blogs, on Twitter, like everywhere. And then all of a sudden there's nothing. Nobody seems to go back to the palette even though they said that they really liked it, or it doesn't seem to pop up on anyone's favourites, or, well, not that I've seen anyway. I could be wrong. And that palette is the Mermaids Forever palette from Makeup Revolution. I'm sure you guys have seen this. I didn't try it out when it first came out, so I thought I would grab it now. This is actually for sale for £8, I think it was, on Tan Beauty, but you can also go and have a look at their website, which I will link down below. So as always with Makeup Revolution products, it comes in a cardboard box, and then on the back it shows you what the shadows all are. This palette in particular has 32 shades. And it's right here in the same casing that they all come in. They all look pretty much the same. Just a quick close-up of all of the shadows. So jumping onto the website, it says about them, mermaids are forever. With our palette that you can create looks that must only come from folklore. The mermaids come ashore to bring us their aquatic beauty in this mesmerising palette. Containing 32 shades in our ultra-professional formulation with a huge mirror, be legendary, be revolutionary. There are some really good reviews as well, I think kind of back from when this first came out. Some people are saying the pigment is amazing and definitely gives summer mermaid vibes. Someone else said, a pop of colour, you can't fault this palette. The pigmentation is amazing and minimal fallout. I do find it's best to pat the colours on and not swipe. Handy to know. Thank you, Tilly from the United Kingdom. So with all of the shadows, it makes me explore with shades. I would have never have used this palette, but this is definitely one of my top 5 palettes I own. And that one is from Anonymous in the United States. So I'm excited to jump in and try this out. As usual, I have done my face makeup, I primed my eyes, and I've done my brows. Prime my eyes with the, wait for it, yes, the MIC primer, because I always use it. Looking at this palette, I thought it was kind of a mix of mattes and shimmers, like very few mattes. I thought these ones were all mattes here, but then on closer inspection, they're not. They are still shimmers. The only matte ones are the white, this kind of peachy colour, and maybe this purple one, although that may be a shimmer. So the first shade I'm going to pick up is this orange shade, and it's called Creature. As you dip into the palette, it is a little bit powdery. I don't know if you can see all of that fall out there. So let's see how they apply. It's a nice kind of skin colour. Very peachy. Glides on nicely without any trouble. It's blended out really well, but then this is obviously a light colour, so I would expect it to blend out quite well. Just by using that in my crease, I've made quite a mess of the palette. So they are a bit kind of chalky as you dip in. So now I'm going to use a mix of the two greens in this palette, which is Fishtail and Land. I'm just going to mix those two together with a fluffy brush. I'm just going to apply this to the inner quarter of my eye. They are really pretty mixed together. It's kind of almost like a turquoisey colour. Quite pigmented and easy to put on. That was no hassle whatsoever. I think because the palette is so pretty and because it's got mermaids in the title, I'm doing like a nice colourful mermaid look. How original. Now I'm going to pick up this really pretty light blue, which is called Mermaids, and I'm going to pop that on kind of the centre of my lids and blend it into the green. They actually apply really easily onto the skin and they seem to blend quite well. I am going over with a few layers just to brighten up the colour. The blue mermaid shadow is a bit wishy-washy. It does take quite a few layers to build up the colour, but it's still a really pretty colour. If you like wishy-washy, then it'll be perfect, and if you don't, then you can build it up, so still perfect. I'm going to keep in the blue line, and I'm going to pick up this kind of really nice royal blue colour here, which is called Waves, and I'm going to apply this onto the outer corners. It's not as blue as what I was thinking, because I've already put one layer on, so I'm going to go in with another colour. If you see the colour on my brush, that's the colour I thought it was going to be once it went on, but it's not. So we're going to build it up to that colour. Which is one good thing about this palette, is they are buildable. You can build the colours up. So not hugely pigmented, but they are buildable. This palette does have quite a lot of fallout. I just had to do a little bit of recorrecting under my eyes where all the blue had come down and kind of blended itself onto my skin. So if there's any blue shiny stuff, then that's why. I'm going to take a little tiny bit of the black shimmer in this palette, which is called Whale, and I'm just going to run that right on the outer corner and kind of blend it in a little bit. Just going along the edge, and I'm going to bring it in slightly, kind of halfway. Just creates a little bit of a nice shadow rather than leaving it plain. So I'm going to do the same on this side. So along, like as if I'm drawing a wing first, and then I'll blend it into my crease. So I'm just going to apply a line on my upper waterline with my liquid liner. I'm not going to create a wing yet because I'm not sure if I want to do a winged liner today or not. So I'm just going to align just my lash line. Taking that top green colour called Fishtail, I'm going to run this under my lower lash line in the inner quarter first. And then I'm going to finish off the outer corner with that dark royal blue Waves colour. For my inner corner highlight, I'm going to take this sparkly pink shade here called Myth. I'm just going to add that into my inner corner. I'm also going to add that under my brow as a brow highlight. Just a little bit. And then finish off with a coat of mascara on my top and bottom lashes. This is the Rimmel Wonderful mascara. I hope you enjoyed this makeup look that I come up with using this palette. Would I suggest this palette? Is really tricky because I do really like the colours, but I do find it a little bit chalky in the pan, and sometimes it can look a bit chalky on your eye. Definitely patting them on is a lot better than swiping them. It did have a lot of fallout under my eyes, especially when I was using the dark blue. It's a really tricky one for me to say I would recommend or not recommend, because I'm kind of on the fence about it. I don't really love the palette, but then I don't really hate the palette, which I know is absolutely no help for any of you guys. I'm always 100% honest in my reviews. I try my hardest to make sure that I'm not biased or giving you guys good advice about something when really I don't think it isn't. So I think what I'll do is I will split it up into pros and cons. On the pro side, the colours are amazing. They are so pretty, and I love the colour mix in there. I love that you've got the blues, the pinks, the purples, the reds, and then all of the whites down to the darker colours. I do really like the colour array. Another pro is that all of these colours seem to go together well. It doesn't matter what colour you pick up. They do blend together, and most of these colours are going to go with each other. It doesn't matter what one you pick up. The cons is it's very chalky in the palette. Doesn't matter what colour you try and pick up, they do chalk up in the pan. Some people may find that really annoying, some people may not. It's just a personal preference thing. Some of these aren't very pigmented. It does take a few build-ups to get the colour, but then that's a positive because they are buildable. So I feel the pros and cons will outweigh themselves. I did really enjoy using this, and it does make you be creative with the colours because you have got no kind of safe options. You haven't got a nice matte colour in there to fall back on, and you haven't got a nice neutral colour in there. You are forced to create a colourful look. I do think this palette's going to be very good in the summer because of the colours, also for like a festival look, or if you like doing fancy dress parties and things. I feel like you will dip into a lot of these shadows and find this palette quite useful. I don't feel that this is going to be an everyday palette, but to be honest, at the moment you can get this for £8, and I think maybe it's worth checking out and seeing if you want one of these in your collection. I have got many other Makeup Revolution palettes. It's a company that I've bought from before, and normally I really like their palettes. The Salted Caramel palette, it's amazing. Also, I always use like the bronzer as a crease colour. You guys would have seen that. It's the Chocolate Heaven from I Hat Makeup, which is part of Makeup Revolution. So I never have worries about trying a Makeup Revolution palette because 9 times out of 10 I really enjoy the palette. This one I'm just on the fence about. I'm not sure if I like it or not like it. If you guys have tried this palette when it first came out, then let me know down in the comments, or you can send me a picture on Twitter or Instagram if you would like to, at Laura Jane Style. I'm kind of at Laura Jane Style on all of my social media, so definitely come over and say hi. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you already have, then thank you so much. I seem to have a little burst of subscribers lately, so if you are new, then hi and welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing. Don't forget to hit the like button if you are liking these videos of the 7 days of eyeshadow. And as always, whatever else you're up to today, I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!